All right, to the continuation of our features that we've been running. The influx of motorcycles in Kenya is projected to rise as bodabodas remain a popular means of transport for many rural and urban dwellers. The seemingly ineffective governance of the sector has occasioned increasing cases of bodaboda related crimes and accidents with significant costs in health and concerns in public safety. In the fourth edition of our four-part series of the good, the bad, and the ugly, the Boda Boda story, we look at the approach being taken by a multifaceted government team and stakeholders in the subsector to regulate this industry.
The Boda Boda subsector that gives the exchequer 365 billion shillings annually cannot be ignored. According to a report released in 2022 by Car and General, the sector employs 1.12 million riders who are registered, bringing into the economy 1 billion shillings daily.
There are 22 million rides, Boda Boda rides every day. Multiply 22 million, the basic Boda Boda ride will cost you 50 shillings. Multiply 22 million times 50. That is at the very bare minimum, that's how much money moves in that sector.
This transport subsector is dominated by a youthful male population whose numbers increase by the day. However, most of them are not registered, a matter that the government now seeks to address.
Sasa mimi nataka tukubaliane, every bodaboda rider should be licensed. Kila mtu wa bodaboda awe licensed. And I know, let's be frank. Tumekuwa tukisema unajua pesa ya kulipa license hii 5,800 ni mingi. Today, the news I want to give you is this. His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta has waived all that fees. You will be registered for free.
An explosion of the youth population, where 9 million people aged between 18 and 35 years is expected to be added into the labor force between 2015 and 2025, will aggravate the unemployment crisis, according to a 2020 World Bank report. World Bank estimates that Kenya needs to create an average of 900,000 jobs annually. This sector is therefore key in addressing this gap if well regulated.
Tunaomba ya kwamba sheria tutafuata, lakini wacha makosa ndogo ndogo ikupate ambayo hatutakutetea, kwa mfano kama ya helmet, kwa sababu hiyo ni kitu available, reflector ni kitu available. Kwa hivyo wacha ikupate hiyo na kukosa kiatu, wengine wanaendesha na maslippers. Tunajua ya kwamba hiyo hatutakutetea, lakini mambo ingine ya license tafadhali serikali itushughulikie.
We'll start vetting this process afresh. So that tutoe wale watu ambao wanataka kutuharibia sifa kutoka kwa biashara yetu. And this vetting, nimesema nyinyi wenyewe kama mna information, tupatie information. And we will treat it with the confidence it deserves. Don't worry, we are not going to say where we got the information. You give us the information, fulani wa fulani huyu, mambo yake si mazuri na huyu si mtu wa kawaida. Basi, tutajua vile tutamshughulikia polepole, tumutoe kwa hii biashara, asitufanyie aibu kama ile tuliona the other day huko Forest Road.
According to a report by the National Crime and Research Center, in 2019, over 85% of Boda Boda riders did not go beyond secondary school. More than half of this number ended their education at the primary school level. The government is now seeking to engage stakeholders in addressing this gap.
So far this year, we've spent nearly 20 million through the NTSA to support training and road safety initiatives. So we spend a lot of money through our CSR, corporate social responsibility initiatives, to support training of Boda Bodas.
Besides reducing unemployment, the sector has made life easy for many and opened up remote regions. However, the sheer cost of meeting associated liabilities is critical.
A patient who had multiple injuries, he may need to go to ICU for maybe around 5 days, 3 days to stabilize, and then he had multiple surgeries. The cost may go to even $500,000 and even to $1 million. you realize that most of these people who are getting accidents, they also don't have any health insurance cover. So you're talking about the percentage you come in and there are motorcycle accidents, very few, maybe about 25% have a NHIF cover. I mean, it's basic. You are riding a motorcycle, you are at risk of injury. They need to have a NHIF.
Kwanza nilianza na huduma insurance cover ile ya mwajiri wangu alikuwa amenipa. So after insurance cover nilitumia nika-exhaust, nikamaliza yote. Wakati nilimaliza, hospitali walikuwa bado wanahitaji pesa nyingine, zile zilikuwa juu za juu. So ilibidi niende nitafute mkopo kwa sako na ingine familia wakanichangia, ndio nikajaza hiyo kiwango ya pesa yenye ilikuwa inahitajika.
Na sasa ukiniona hapa, hata discharge iko na sina pesa. Nikiangalia mahali na sina kadi. Nikiangalia mahali naweza toa pesa, sioni. Nikiangalia wenzangu, hata huyu na mwingine pale wamepewa na wana pesa na ni motorbike tu.
You're watching the Boda Boda story, a KBC special report.
This is a matter that the government and stakeholders in the Boda Boda sector are grappling with.
Thing to see that we can all come together in the partnership that has been talked about, that will allow for at least over 5.2 million Kenyans through the Boda Boda Safety Association to be covered and to ensure that their livelihood is actually taken care of. But you know also prevention is important. So it is good to take the training that is there to ensure that even as you ride, that you also are trained even on first aid in case there is an accident, how you take care of not just yourself, but also the passengers that you have.
Indeed, the need for self-regulation, which is being spearheaded by the government in collaboration with the Boda Boda Association of Kenya, is expected to address pertinent challenges in this sector.
Ile kitu ambayo tumefanya ni moja. Waziri CS Matiang'i alilaunch BIMS, Boda Boda Information Management System. So sisi kama Boda Boda tunataka kufanya what we call internal regulation. Kuhakikisha kwamba tuna register all the riders, all the genuine riders that are operating motorcycle in Kenya. Tunaweka kwa database, digital database. With the system tutahakikisha kwamba all the rogue elements na wale criminals ambao wanajificha ndani ya Boda Boda sector wakisema kwamba hao ni waendeshaji pikipiki, wote watatolewa kwa system.
From 21st of this month, this good man is going to post 52 registration centers across the country. In every one of our 52 Huduma centers in the country, we'll begin the process of registering Boda Boda riders. You go there and be registered. You'll fill a form, you'll be registered, and after you have been registered, you'll be given a smart rider's license.
A shift in approach to form part of the deliberations to be held between Boda Boda Association members and a multi-faceted government team is expected to rein in not only on rogue elements in the transport sector, but also within government agencies.
Let us find a place where we sit down like this, all of us. We talk to each other. They look us in the face as their leaders, and they tell us, we think you need to change this. They tell us where the problem is. Kama shida iko kwa polisi wetu wanatuambia, and I would like to be with the Inspector General. Kila mtu ujisikilie mambo yako. Hii iko namna hii. Kuna polisi pande ile, OCS wa pande ile anatusumbua, because that's how we will solve our problems. Ama namna gani?
The Boda Boda story is a real concern in our times and must be addressed by all.
Mimi ningependa serikali iwe strict kabisa na hawa watu wa boda. Wajua kweli vijana wetu hawana kazi, but they should also be disciplined.
Ndio inaweza kuwa boda boda wengine hawana vibali ama hawana stakabadhi fulani. Ningeomba hiyo kitu ifuatiliwe kwa polepole. Yaani isiwe ni kitu ambapo kwamba serikali wanatuharasa ama wanatuvamia hivyo, itakuwa si vizuri.
The government is not targeting anyone. We as Boda Boda, for a very long time, we have been criminalized. All of us. You find that only one person does a mistake, they criminalize the whole sector of almost 1.5 million riders. And this thing has been a thorn in many genuine Boda Boda riders. So the idea is much welcome of streamlining this sector.
that I caution the Bodabodas while going forward and working together with the security agencies is to avoid being in conflict with the law.
The Bodaboda, the cyclist, the pedestrian, the heavy goods vehicle, so on and so forth. But we must all share the road in a responsible manner so that we are all safe.
Everyone knows Boda Boda is a fantastic thing. Which government is going to terrorize or do away with a sector that employs 2.4 million of its people?